I got a 10 in CELPIP Listening. This video is going to be sharing how you too can get the best score possible. We're going to walk through all the 6 CELPIP tasks for listening. Then we're also going to go through preparation strategies so you know how to prepare for this thing, and especially note-taking essentials, very important. And also I'll be sharing some tips for testing. So let's dive in. Before we dive in, please, I have done a video on every category. Listening is my last video. I've done a video on speaking, writing, reading, and now this video is on listening. So let me know, because to me, I've covered it all. So let me know, is there any specific task or a specific category you want me to focus on? I was thinking of doing a video of the hardest task in each category, like speaking, listening, the hardest task in this category. Let me know in the comment section. And all right, let's go for CELPIP Listening. So the first thing about CELPIP Listening is that there are 6 parts. The video only plays once. Somebody asked me in the comments a time ago that does the video play multiple times? I said no, the video only plays once. It plays once, and after the video plays, you're taken to another page. The question is read out loud. You have a few seconds to answer, like about 30 seconds to answer the question. So you need to be quite swift with your listening task, because that's also your first task, and the way you perform in your first task can set up the right morale for the rest of the exam. And you're given a paper and a pen to write your notes or to take notes, and like I always say, the more it progresses, the more it gets harder. So let's go to listening task 1. Now please note that because I was trying to avoid copyright, I recorded all the videos myself. In this exam situation, you will hear a man and a woman, just so you can differentiate voices. In the listening for discussion, which is task 5, you watch a video where 3 people are talking, so you can clearly differentiate who is who in that scenario. But because I'm trying to avoid copyright, I recorded I recorded all the audio, so you're going to hear my voice. Sometimes I use a deeper voice, sometimes I try to form like an accent just to differentiate it. So let's start with listening task 1. So before I play the audio, please grab a pen, grab a paper, and take notes. Take notes, take notes, take notes, and see how well you can perform. Remember, try to use abbreviations, try to use short forms, because the audio always only plays once. So let's play audio for task 1.
Hi, it's Suite 304. My baseboard heater is barely warm and it's 3 degrees outside. Sorry to hear that. Did you try turning the thermostat up past 25? Sometimes it kicks in after a few minutes. I did. I also checked the breaker. Nothing is tripped. Okay, we can send maintenance today between 2 and 4 p.m. Are you home? I work till 3. Could they come after 3:30? I'll mark it urgent. Meanwhile, avoid using space heaters near curtains, please. Noted. Also, my hydro bill spiked last month. If the heater is faulty, can you document it? Yes, we'll leave a note on your file. If it's a building issue, we'll cover parts. Okay, great, thank you. One more thing. We'll need access to your utility closet beside your unit. Can you keep the hallway clear? Absolutely. Perfect. Expect a text when the tech is on the way. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So we're going to start with the questions. The questions will be read out. So that was the audio. Now the questions will play, and I want you to pause the video. I would only wait for 5 seconds, but pause the video and try to select the right answer within 30 seconds. The options will be on the screen, but the question will be read. I'm trying to simulate the way it is in the exam. All right, so let's play the questions.
What is the tenant's main problem?
5 seconds. Now let's move to question 2. Let's move to question 2.
What time window was first offered for maintenance?
5 seconds. So let's go to question 3.
What interim safety advice did Janice give?
I'm only doing 4 questions for each category. So let's play the last question.
What documentation will the building provide if it's their issue?
Yeah. 5 seconds. Perfect. So generally a situation of a tenant is calling about his heater not not heating up properly and it's really cold outside. So the answer to question 1 was B. The heater isn't working properly. Then what time window was first offered? They said we would like to come between 2 and 4 p.m. Are you home? Before he said, oh, I work till 3. So the answer is C. Then what's interim advice? She said, avoid using the space heaters near curtains, please. He said, but it was meant to be a she. Yeah. Then what documentation will the building provide if it's their issue? And it's B, a written note on file. So if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to tap the like button and please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and I really appreciate if you help me hit that goal. Thank you. So let's move to task 2. Task 2 is listening to a daily life conversation. So in this scenario, because some people tell you, give you a description of what is about to happen. 2 friends are planning a trip via train. So let's go and play listening task 2. Please grab your pen, grab your notes, and let's do it together.
Are you still up for meeting at St. Lawrence Market on Saturday? Yep, I'll be coming from Scarborough. Should I take line 2, then switch to Bloor Young? That works. From there, line 1 south to King. Then it's a 10-minute walk. Any closures I should know about? I checked the sites. No planned disruptions, but weekend trains can be a bit slower. I'll budget extra time. Do you want me to bring anything? Maybe a reusable tote bag. I'm grabbing cheese and produce. Nice. After the market, can we grab some coffee? Tim Hortons is fine, unless you want Pilot's Coffee near Front Street. Let's do Pilot. They serve better espresso. Cool. Let's meet at 10:30 a.m. by the south entrance. Got it. I'll see you then.
All right, before we go into the questions, you can see they're planning the trip and they're going somewhere. So let's just ask the question. Listening to a daily life conversation. So it's like a real life conversation. So let's just go for the questions.
Where are they planning to meet first?
5 seconds. All right, let's play question 2.
What route does Kofi plan to take?
5 seconds. Now question 3.
What item did Maya ask Kofi to bring?
Options on the screen.
What time will they meet?
Alright, please feel free to pause the video if I'm moving too fast. I can only give 5 seconds so that the video is not extraordinarily long. Yeah, so based on that, you can see 2 friends were planning to go to a market and they're planning, oh, are you taking the train? Would there be disruptions? That's what it's like a regular conversation. So where were they planning to meet? The answer is C, St. Lawrence Market. What route does Kofi plan to take? The answer is B, line 2. Then he said line 1. 3. What item did Maya ask Kofi to bring? That was trick. You would think that the question would be on the cheese and produce, but no. She said a reusable tote bag. That's option A. And 4. What time will they meet? They plan to meet at 10:30 a.m. All right. So let's move to task 3, listening for information. In the actual exam, it's like a 2-minute audio, but mine is not 2 minutes. This is just a mock test, but this scenario is about the community center notice in Kitchener. Just listening for information. So let's have it.
Attention members. Starting Monday, November 10, the indoor track will open 1 hour earlier at 6 a.m. to accommodate winter runners. Regular closing remains 9 p.m. Please note, on statutory holidays, we operate 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The west parking lot is currently closed for resurfacing. Use the north lots and enter through door 2. For class changes, beginner yoga moves to room 204, while spin remains in Studio B, but it will now require advanced booking via the app. If you have mobility needs, ask reception for an access card to the elevator. Thank you for your patience during these improvements.
Okay, so that was the announcement. So I hope you took notes. Let's get to the questions.
What's changing about the indoor track?
5 seconds. Let's go to number 2. Can feel free to pause the video at any time if you need, because you technically get 30 seconds. So feel free to pause the video and see if you took good notes to help you answer the question. Let's go to question 2.
Which parking lot is closed?
Which parking lot is closed? 5 seconds. Options are on the screen. Let's go to question 3.
Which class moved rooms?
5 seconds. Pause the video if you need more time. You get 30 seconds in the exam. The last question for this mock. 4.
What new requirements applies to spin?
5 seconds. Feel free to pause. All right, so it was about a community center where there's like an indoor track. I'm guessing for runners, and they also do yoga and spin club and a couple of other activities. So what is changing about the indoor track? It's B. It's opening earlier to accommodate winter runners. What parking lots is closed? It's C. The west parking lot is closed because they're doing some resurfacing work. What class moved rooms? I believe it's beginner yoga. Beginner yoga moved to room 204. What new requirements applies to spin? I believe you need to do an advanced booking via the app. Yeah, that's it. Let's go to tax 4. I actually find tax 4 personally. I find tax 4 easy because I'm just listening to a broad news as opposed to multiple versions of people doing different things and different information. I will get to tips for note taking, so please don't skip. Make sure you do the test. It's better to know what your current issues are with listening and grasping information than just jumping here and there. Just stick to it. We're getting to the note-taking essentials very soon. So tax 4. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go to tax 4. Listen to a news item. So this is about a local radio segment in Ottawa. You're just going to hear one voice, the newscaster's voice, from the beginning to the end. And technically in the exam you get five questions, but I have 4 for this mock exam. So let's play task 4 audio.
The City of Ottawa has approved a pilot program to expand protected bike lanes along Somerset Street West, aiming to improve cyclist safety through next summer. Construction begins in April, pending weather, and is expected to finish by late July. The pilot includes flexible bollards, painted buffers, and a new right-turn signal at high collision intersections. Residents can submit feedback online. A public consultation is scheduled for May 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Dalouise Community Center. According to staff, similar upgrades reduce collisions by 18% on comparable corridors. Council will review the results in the fall to decide whether to make these changes permanent.
Yeah, so that was the news item. So about the City of Ottawa. So let's just start with the question 1.
Where are the protected lanes being added?
Options on screen. 5 seconds. Feel free to pause. You get 30 seconds in the exam. Question 2.
When is construction scheduled to start?
Options on screen. Let's go. 5 seconds. But you get 30 seconds in the exam, so let's go. Check your notes and write down your answer.
Which safety feature is not mentioned?
Now the last on the mock for task 4.
When will council review results?
5 seconds. All right, so it was something about the City of Ottawa doing some construction. So yeah, basically I'm going to get to this issue Pay attention to nouns. When the name of a person is called, when the name of a city is called, when a particular thing is called, like they mentioned, bullards, intersections, buffers. So those are the things you take down, abbreviate down. We'll get to that in note taking essentials. But let's answer this. Where are the protected lanes being added? It's at Somerset Street West. I apologize if you didn't get that for my pronunciation, but it's Somerset Street West. When is construction scheduled to start? It's scheduled to start in April. What safety feature is not mentioned? So we have the bollards mentioned, we have buffers mentioned, we have right turn signal mentioned, but it didn't say anything about elevated curb. So C is the correct answer. When will council review results? It's C in the winter. Now let's go to task 5. The key is take notes, and try to train your brain to listen for every precise information. Let's go to task 5. Listening to a discussion. So here we have like a small team in the marketing agency. They're planning the client campaign. Now, please note, because I was just doing a mock test for you, it's my voice all through. Key identifiers. One is a slightly deeper voice, one is my regular voice, and one was my fake accents. Please note that you don't need to copy an accent for the CELPIP. They appreciate all accents as long as you pronounce words correctly in your speaking task. So that's also important information to note. So, and one was like my fake Northern American accent. So 3 people were talking, but this is where in the CELPIP exam a video is played. You can tell who is saying what. So but this one, it's my voice. We have a deeper voice, my normal voice, and my fake Northern American accents.
For Maple Grove Foods, are we leaning towards TikTok creators or YouTube pre-rolls? TikTok CPMs are lower, but we risk weaker completion rates. While the client wants measurable lifts in store traffic within 4 weeks, I will pair YouTube pre-roll with Google Maps ads. Budget is $18,000 total. If we split 60-40 toward YouTube, can we still afford creative edits? Yes. If we reuse last quarter's hero video and we cut 3 short variants, let's just add $1,000 contingency for retargeting. Works for me. We will track visits using promo QR in signage and unique coupon codes in store redemption. Timeline: created by November 12, the launch by November 18, and the review by December 2. I'll send the media plan today.
All right, so that was a session with some creatives at a marketing firm. Let's play the questions.
What is the client's primary goal?
5 seconds, pause the video.
What channel makes the team favor? What is the total budget?
So what is the total budget? Last question.
When is the planned campaign launch?
5 seconds. So just reviewing them with you. The client's primary goal is C, store traffic. They said it somewhere early on that the client wants measurable lifts in store traffic. So 2, what channel makes the team favor? It's B, YouTube pre-roll and Google Maps. What's the total budget? Don't get confused, because they mentioned a contingency. The contingency is not the total. It does not include the total budget. The total budget is C, $18,000. And 4, what is the planned campaign launch? It's B, November 18. They mentioned that towards the end. Okay, now last task is task 6, listening for viewpoints. So this person is going with this idea, this person is going with this idea, to differentiate them totally, so you don't mix person A's opinion for person B's viewpoint. So let's play task 6.
During last week's strategy call at Northern Sky Media, 3 team leads weighed in on whether the company should keep using freelancers or hire more full-time staff. Erin Bishop, the content manager, said relying on freelancers lets her scale projects fast during peak campaigns. She likes the flexibility, but admits quality control can slip when writers juggle too many clients. Marcus Liu, the finance controller, disagrees. He pointed out that constant contract renewals add hidden costs such as processing fees, onboarding time, even extra training. You'd rather hire 2 permanent writers, and cut turnover. Meanwhile, Sophie Grant, a senior producer, takes a middle ground. She thinks freelancers are great for creative bursts, but wants every major campaign anchored by one in-house writer for brand consistency.
All right, so let's move to the questions real quick. 4 questions, 4 options each.
Who believes freelancers provide speed and flexibility during busy periods?
The options are on the screen.
Which manager argues that renewals and training make freelancers more expensive long term?
5 seconds, pause the video, feel free.
Who suggests mixing both approaches for consistency?
5 seconds.
Which aspects matters most to Marcus Liu?
5 seconds, pause the video. You get 30 seconds in the exam. That's what I'm telling you to pause the video. All right, let me just answer them real quick. So for question 1, who believes freelancers provide speed and flexibility is Erin Bishop, the content manager. Which manager argues that renewals and training make freelancers more expensive long term? It is Marcus Liu, the finance controller. Who suggests mixing both approaches? Sophie Grant takes the middle ground. And what aspects matters most to Marcus Liu? It is cost control and stability. That's option C. That's basically everything. We've gone through all the 6 tasks. So quickly, I'll go through note taking. Note taking is really essential because it's difficult to understand and cram or memorize everything that is being said as it is being said. And they are giving a lot of information, like a lot of numbers, a lot of dates. So what I recommend is trying to take in all the nouns. So name of animal, place, or thing. If they're saying this will include like a list of things, this will include flexible bollards, high intersections. Just try to take attention to that. But the trick is abbreviation. You need to know how to abbreviate words. So instead of writing flexible bollards, I can just write FLEX full stop. You can also draw, like listening for viewpoints. You can draw the stick figures and just note that this person is David, this person is Sarah. You can draw strands of hair on the stick figures, so you know that opinion belongs to a female. So note taking will really help you because you are going to be highly dependent on your notes, and because listening is your first task, you need to have that high morale that because you did well in listening, you can go ahead and pursue other tasks. I got a 10 in listening. I'm still grateful for the score, but I could have done better. Long story cut short, I was really tired that morning. I should have probably chosen a later time. That's another thing I wanted to mention. Please, you don't have to do an 8 a.m. or a 9 a.m. exam. I am not a morning person. I can't make videos in the morning. I can only make videos in the afternoon. I don't know why I decided to do a morning test. So that really helped because listening is your first task, and if you feel like you're not finding the answers to the question, your morale will be low for the rest of the test, and it can affect the rest of the exam. So please try to select a timing that works for you. This is like I'm kind of merging test day tips and note-taking essentials. While you're taking notes, take notes on the action, the noun, the place. So if we hear November 2nd, December 5, write all of that down. That is important. If you hear like it, bring a tote bag, cheese and produce. I was actually thinking the question would be on the cheese and produce, but it was on the tote bag. So you never know what is going to be. So all the nouns in the places, all the dates, all the inferences, you need to write them down in a short form. These things help. Knowing how to abbreviate, it really helps in the long run. So what I would say is, for example, the usual thing is listen to the news, but then again, who listens to the news and is taking notes? What I recommend is watch a movie, and I'm recommending 2 movies to everyone watching this video: Coming to America and Rush Hour 1. Please don't go into the rabbit hole of watching a lot of movies because you're trying to prepare for CELPIP listening. Watch those 2 or one of the 2 and you are good, and watch them without subtitles. Now, why Coming to America? Because in all the Zamunda scenes, they spoke with very clear intonation, and which is somewhat similar to the Canadian accent. So all the Zamunda scene, and there are slangs, but listen to no slangs in Coming to America. Now, why I'm recommending Rush Hour 1 is partly because of Jackie Chan. If you are learning how to understand someone who is speaking in a different accent, that is Jackie Chan, who has a Chinese accent speaking English rather, you can easily learn, especially if you're not from North America, if you're from Africa or Asia or even Europe can easily learn how to figure out another person's accent, which is a North American accent, when you watch Rush Hour 1 and you watch the scenes where Jackie Chan is speaking. Those are the two movies I recommend. You only have 30 seconds to answer each question, so try to take as much notes as possible. If you look at the notes you took and you can't find the answer, and you know that you don't have so much time, just select something. I know retention in this case is really important, but how much information can you retain from a 3 minutes long video? So that's why you need to have a really good note taking system. I was caught up with about 2 questions that I didn't even answer, and the page took me to the next page. So I had to really shake myself and know that the following tasks I must do as well as possible, but I didn't let it beat me down. Take a lot of notes, take important notes, then abbreviate them, because you can only write so much as the information is coming. I prefer the dialogue, the two people's that's tasks to listening to an everyday conversation, right? Listen to a daily life conversation, because it's easy to understand. When you come to things like listening to a news item, you have like a very long text, so there is a probability that you select the wrong answer. So please take good notes, constantly practice, constantly get familiar with the North American accent, so you can easily get all the right answers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I've made videos on all the other categories: reading, writing, speaking, and you can find them here, and I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to also drop a question, like I said earlier in the video. If you have any question about CELPIP, because I've done all 4 videos now, please drop it in the comments and I'll do well to either answer them or create a separate video on them. I'll see you in the next video. I wish you all the best for your CELPIP exam. Bye bye.